Hey Browns fans, here's the latest from behind the scenes. The Browns are starting to put together their strategies and plans for signings and preparing for the upcoming season. So come with me and I'll tell you everything that's happening. But first, be sure to hit the like button and comment below who you'd like to see play for our team. The Browns are wasting no time in their search for a new offensive coordinator. On January 9th, Miami Dolphins quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator Darrell Bevell interviewed for the OC position left open after Ken Dorsey was fired. The day before, head coach Kevin Stefanski interviewed his own tight ends coach, Tommy Rees. And next up, Seahawks quarterbacks coach Charles London is scheduled for an interview on January 10th, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Stefanski made it clear during his recent press conference that the goal is to bring in someone who shares his vision of a solid, explosive offense. The Browns finished last in the league in scoring with just 258 points in 2024, so the need for a new approach is critical. But here's the twist. Whoever takes over that job will face the challenge of not knowing who the starting quarterback will be in 2025. General Manager Andrew Berry indicated this week that the Browns plan to make significant changes to their QB room. Bevell brings experience to the table, having previously worked with Stefanski in Minnesota when Bevell was the offensive coordinator and Stefanski was an assistant head coach. Bevell has a solid track record, coaching Pro Bowl quarterbacks like Brett Favre, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, and Tua Tagovailoa. Most notably, he called plays for Seattle during its dominant 43-8 Super Bowl victory over Denver in 2014. Under his guidance in Miami, Tagovailoa led the NFL with 4,624 passing yards in 2023. That's the kind of resume that can bring instant credibility. Meanwhile, Tommy Rees, at just 32 years old, has made a quick ascent in the coaching world. A former Notre Dame quarterback, Rees served as offensive coordinator at Notre Dame and Alabama, working under legendary coaches Brian Kelly and Nick Saban. Although relatively young, his experience working with top college programs and players has made him a rising star in coaching circles. Adding even more intrigue, Mike Vrabel, who worked with the Browns as a consultant in 2023, is expected to land a head coaching job soon. If he does, there is speculation that he could try to bring Rees on as his offensive coordinator. The Browns may need to act quickly if they want to keep him. Stefanski will have the final say in this decision, as confirmed by Berry. While the front office and coaching staff work together, Stefanski controls the coaching hires while Berry handles the roster. It's clear that the Browns are focused on building a dynamic offense that can finally turn things around after a disappointing 3-14 season. Now, we want to hear from you. Which candidate do you think would be a better fit for the Browns? Should they go with the experienced and proven Bevell or take a chance on the young and innovative Rees? The Browns could be in the market for a new starting quarterback after Deshaun Watson suffered another setback while recovering from an Achilles injury. Back-to-back season-ending injuries have left Cleveland struggling for stability under center. Last season, Joe Flacco, P.J. Walker, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and Jeff Driscoll all took snaps. This season, Jameis Winston, Bailey Zappe, and Thompson-Robinson have rotated in, but the Browns have failed to replicate the success they had in 2023. Now, Cleveland has two options: either look to the 2025 NFL Draft for a young QB or pursue a proven veteran. One name that is making waves? Kirk Cousins. The Atlanta Falcons quarterback could be an interesting stopgap solution, but signing him could be more complicated than it seems. Cousins, who signed a massive 4-year, $180 million deal with the Falcons, was benched late in the season for rookie Michael Penix Jr. On paper, he looks like a prime trade candidate. However, Falcons GM Terry Fontenot recently threw cold water on the idea, stating that the team is comfortable keeping Cousins as a backup. That decision raises eyebrows, given Cousins' contract and skill set. Financially, moving Cousins is not straightforward. If Atlanta releases him before the start of the league year on March 12th, they would absorb $65 million in dead money. A post-June 1 cut would spread the cap hit to $40 million in 2025 and $25 million in 2026. The financial strain complicates a potential deal for Cleveland or any QB-needy team. However, Fontenot also mentioned that Cousins would need to approve any trade, which adds another layer of complexity. For Browns GM Andrew Berry, the smart move may be to wait and see if Cousins is released rather than give up assets in a trade. With Watson already carrying a massive contract, tying even more money to the QB position could hurt the roster. Now we want to hear from you. Should the Browns go all in on Cousins, wait for him to be released, or look to the draft? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Now, Myles Garrett has been named to the NFLPA All-Pro team for the third year in a row. That's right, the league's own players voted Garrett onto their prestigious All-Pro team once again, and this is a huge honor for the Cleveland defensive end. The NFL Players Association will not begin this All-Pro team until 2023, giving players the chance to use their expert on-field insight to decide who truly stands out as the best at each position. And when it comes to Garrett, there's no doubt that he's earned this recognition, especially after another incredible season. Garrett finished 2024 with 14 sacks, which is just behind Trey Hendrickson of the Cincinnati Bengals. While he didn't lead the league in sacks this year, that doesn't take away from the fact that he's one of the most dominant forces in the NFL. And it gets even better. Not only did Myles Garrett surpass 100 career sacks in late December, but he also made history in the process. He tied Hall of Famers Bruce Smith and Lawrence Taylor for the fourth fastest player to reach that milestone. What an accomplishment! It's worth noting that Garrett's consistency is simply out of this world. This is the fourth consecutive season he's recorded at least 14 sacks, and he's the first player in NFL history to reach 100 sacks before the age of 29. For those keeping score at home, he joins a rare list of legends, including Reggie White, DeMarcus Ware, Jared Allen, and T.J. Watt, who have recorded at least 100 sacks in their first 8 seasons. Yet somehow, despite this incredible record, T.J. Watt didn't even make the All-Pro team this year. Talk about competitive. So why does any of this matter? Well, Myles Garrett is cementing his place as one of the best pass rushers in the game. The Browns' defense is built around him, and he continues to show that he's one of the most reliable players in the league. Cleveland fans, it's safe to say that we have a true superstar on our hands, and we should appreciate the greatness we get to witness every Sunday. But wait, Browns fans, there's more. As great as it is to celebrate Garrett's continued success, there's a storm brewing on the horizon. You may have heard the rumors swirling about Myles Garrett potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Chargers. Yep, you heard right. Some analysts are floating the idea that Garrett could be on the move this offseason, and the Chargers could be the team to make a blockbuster trade for him. Now, let me be clear, Myles Garrett has made it abundantly clear that he does not want to be part of a rebuild in Cleveland. If the Browns decide to take a step back, Garrett could be looking for a fresh start, and that could open the door for a potential trade. With Khalil Mack hitting free agency and Joey Bosa's future in LA uncertain, the Chargers could be in the market for a new pass rusher, and who better than Garrett? The Chargers are in a good financial situation and could easily take on the remaining years of Garrett's contract. Plus, with the upward trajectory of their franchise, Myles Garrett could very well be interested in moving to Los Angeles. You have a team with one of the best secondaries in the league, and adding Garrett to their defensive line could make them a force to be reckoned with. As exciting as that sounds for the Chargers, it's a scary thought for Browns fans who love Garrett and what he brings to the table. The idea of Garrett leaving Cleveland is unsettling, but it's something we may have to consider, especially if the Browns front office takes a rebuilding course. Garrett has a lot of football ahead of him, and wherever he ends up, he's bound to continue to be a dominant force in the NFL. But for now, let's not forget that he's still a part of the Cleveland Browns, and he's making waves on the NFLPA's All-Pro team once again. So, Browns fans, what do you think of all this? Myles Garrett's recognition as one of the best defensive players in the league is well-deserved, but the rumors of a trade to the Chargers have us nervous. Do you think Garrett will be in Cleveland for the long haul, or could we see him wearing a different jersey next season? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on everything happening around here. Go Browns!